Hi guys, how are you all doing? This is the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. I am your tennis expert. Big warm welcome to my viewers right around the world, and really, just really wonderful to have you guys here. Um, and I just want to really just preview this French Open. Again, I had a cold last week at night. Right now, occasional cough. It's just itching my nose. Um, but yeah. So if I'm going to cough, um, apologize in advance. And if you see me do something like this, just some kind of irritation with the cold, but apologize in advance. But we're going to hope it's not going to interfere with the video. So French Open final, no, French Open review 2025. This is the second Grand Slam of the year. And I'm just very happy to just bring you my analysis here. So, guys, let's just get into the draw. Okay? We're going to start at Sinner's part of the draw. And by the way, I want to review the final in Rome. So I'll do that at the end of this preview, right? So here we are. Sinner's going to play Rinda Tech. He'll overpower him. Gasquet, I think he'll overpower him in straight sets. Davidovich Fokina. He's going to beat him easily, overpower him, not let him get into any rallies, straight sets. Then, in the round of 16, he'll match Fils with the power, but he'll have much more consistency, better return of serve, better defense, same attacking game without the errors, straight sets there. Then, in the quarterfinals, he's going to play Jack Draper. I mean, that match could be a bit tough, but we just saw Alcaraz take care of Draper in Rome. I just think he's going to have too much power. 3 or 4 sets there. They're both got consistency, but Sinner's just got a bit more power in his shot and the serve. He's going to control most of the rallies. Second quarter, Zverev, he's going to beat Teen. He's going to beat De Jong. In the round of 16, he's going to beat Felix Auger-Aliassime. Matching with the power, be a bit more consistent. Fourth round, he's going to, again, match Dimitrov. The power would be a bit more consistent, a bit more on the serve. Then also Djokovic is in his part. In his part of the draw. So Djokovic would beat McDonald, Mutet. I think he'll be too consistent for Shapovalov. And then in the round of 16, it'll be Medvedev. I just think on a clay, it's going to be long rallies, pretty even, but I think Djokovic will just do the rallying a bit better. And they both don't like clay, but Medvedev is worse, so 4 sets for Djokovic. Then Djokovic versus Zverev in this quarterfinal. You know, like Zverev has a great chance to win this match. Considering how bad Djokovic has been, but Zverev has also not been good since this Australian Open final loss. And the way Djokovic has played in this tournament the week before, and Zverev being off, for me, I think this is an opportunity for Djokovic, and I'm going to say Djokovic in 5 sets. We don't know what Djokovic is going to be there, if he's physically, if he's aging, if his body is hurting, we don't know. But the way he seems to be playing the week before, if that holds up and he keeps improving, and there's a Zverev that's not been himself since the Australian Open, I think that's a path. If Zverev finds his best level, probably Djokovic at this age on clay wouldn't win. But I just see Djokovic getting better, and I just see Zverev is off. So based on that, I'm going to go Djokovic in 5 in that one. So I'm going to have Djokovic in the semi-finals against Sinner on this part of the draw. Let's go down the bottom. Alcaraz is going to play Zegaperi, straight sets. Marzen or Nardi, any of those, they won't match him. Pericard, he's got a big serve and power, but Alcaraz will get back his serve, force him into rallies, and he's going to out-rally him. And then, match Pericard with the power, but be way better with defense, consistency, and return of serve, and force him into rallies and out-rally him, plus the better volley and drop shot. So straight sets over Pericard. He'll play Tsitsipas in the 4th round. He'll get back Tsitsipas's serve. He's going to force Tsitsipas into rallies, and he's just going to out-rally Tsitsipas, and he's going to target his backhand with Alcaraz's forehand, and Tsitsipas will have no answer for that. Then in the quarterfinals, we're going to see him play Ruud. Again, both have great defense and consistency. Both have a great forehand. But then on the backhand, huge difference for Alcaraz. And then on the volley and then on the drop shots, on the variety, they're matching each other on forehand and defense. Maybe Alcaraz forehand a bit better, defense a bit better, but he's way ahead off the backhand and then the drop shots and the volleys and things like that. But the big difference will be the backhand there. And I would say straight sets, but 3 close sets. Then I'm just going to tell you Fritz should get out of his quarter. And in the semi-finals, we'd then see Alcaraz versus Fritz. Alcaraz will be able to get back Fritz's serve, force him into the rallies, and then out-rally him and break him that way. He'll match Fritz with the power, but again, he's going to have a better return of serve, better defense, more consistency, and better at the intangibles like things like drop shots and volleys. But when it comes down to it in the slow court, and Alcaraz's great return takes away Fritz's best weapon, the serve, force him into rallies, and then Alcaraz can out-rally him. But on Alcaraz's serve, he can just do serve plus forehand, and then if he gets in a long rally, he can win those rallies. So I'm just going to say Alcaraz is going to win this semi-final and beat Fritz and move through to the final. The other semi-final, I've got Djokovic versus Sinner. I mean, I said that Djokovic is getting better. And Djokovic is motivated for this because he wants the Grand Slams. And he will be better, but will he be good enough to beat the best players in the world who are 22 and 23? No, it will not. It will not. I just saw if he can reach sort of a 6, 7 out of 10 Djokovic, the way Zverev is playing this year, I think that'll be good enough. But against Sinner or even Alcaraz, it won't be. So, yeah, he's going to... And then Sinner, he's lost 4 of the last 5. Both guys don't prefer to play on a clay court. But I just think Sinner will be better than Djokovic. And even if Djokovic is going to be improved and he's going to be better, it's maybe enough to beat all those guys if Djokovic can give the best version of himself at this age, which it looks like he's moving into. It may be good enough to beat all the other guys. He may be able to capitalize on Zverev's poor form. But when it comes to Alcaraz and Sinner, in this case Sinner, particularly Sinner that he's lost 4 of the last 5, I'm just going to say in this match that Sinner is going to overpower. Like, Sinner has a better serve than Djokovic. Sinner plays a similar sort of rally game as Djokovic, right? But Sinner has more on the serve than Djokovic does, and a bit more on the rally shots than Djokovic does. So starting the point ahead with the serve and then having more power on the rally shot means he's controlling the rallies and pushing Djokovic around. The rest, they're matching each other, but they're both playing a similar rally game, but Sinner with more power on the rally shots. So getting control and pushing Djokovic around. And then Sinner the ability to start the point ahead with the better serve. And the attacking return of serve, Sinner's just about matching Djokovic there too. Peak Djokovic probably was a bit better defender than Sinner, but at 38, at best they're equal. And then now Sinner's got better offense. And then when Sinner gets control of the point, Djokovic has to play defense. Physically, he won't be good enough to play the defense required, which he'll have to do a lot because Sinner will be controlling more points. And then physically, it's just going to tire him out. But one set, he'll be good enough to get over the line. 4 sets to Sinner. And I just said Alcaraz is going to beat Fritz. So then we end up in a final. Alcaraz, Sinner. We saw these guys play, and I'll talk about it in my review of the Rome final, but I just felt like the big difference was Sinner's biggest advantage in his game over Alcaraz is he's got a better serve. The clay slows down the serve. Alcaraz got a good return, takes it away. But Alcaraz's advantages are accentuated. Like, Alcaraz is fast. It's very hard to get past Alcaraz. But then, like, when the court is slow, like Alcaraz is running for the ball, and then you need enough speed on the ball to get past him as Alcaraz is running, which he's running very fast for the ball. But if the ball hits the clay and slows down, now Alcaraz has even more time to get to the ball, which means it's even harder. So Alcaraz's big advantage over Sinner's speed is accentuated. Sinner's is taken away. And then you just see Sinner doesn't like clay. So the ability to generate enough power to get through the court and finish points is a bit hard. He has enough power on the faster surfaces to get past anyone, including Alcaraz. He has enough power even on clay to get past most players, except for the very elite defenders. Problem is, Alcaraz is the fastest in the world. The court is slow. You need a lot of power. And a lot of the time we saw in Rome, he didn't have the power to finish the point. And then he's either not finishing the point, and then now Alcaraz has a chance to turn defense into offense and push him around, or he needs to go for too much power into the line, which is not his game, and make errors. So either way, it's hurting him. Whereas Alcaraz has a huge weapon of forehand. And on clay, where the ball goes slower through the court, he really has time to set up and have that big swing and hammer it. And when he hits that forehand hard, which is not rushed on clay and has time to set up, he can generate enough power to get through any defender on any court. So even someone his speed, or Pete Nadal or Djokovic, he has enough power to get past them on the forehand, but Sinner's not even as fast as them. So it's particularly easy for him, whereas Sinner struggling to finish points through this slow court, and the combination through a slow court and an extremely fast defender, Sinner struggling, whereas Alcaraz has that weapon to get through him. And then the other thing, it's clay is slow but high bouncing. Alcaraz hits with more topspin to get the ball higher in an awkward position than what Sinner does. And then with Sinner struggling to get the ball through the court, plus the fastest defender in the world, Alcaraz, whereas Alcaraz having time to set up on the forehand, and then he can generate enough power to get through anyone. These are the advantages, and then he's able to get these in these rallies to use these advantages, because Sinner's big advantage is serve. The clay slows down the serve, and he can get it back and force him into rallies. And that's what we saw in Rome, where Sinner had trouble getting the ball through Alcaraz's defense. and sometimes he couldn't get it through. Alcaraz turns defense into offense and finishes the points in one powerful shot. Or Sinner's frustrated where he can't. He goes too close to the line and make errors. And like I said, whenever Alcaraz has time to set up on the forehand, he has no problem finishing the point. So anyway, I guess that's my review for Rome. That's what happened in Rome, right? Sinner's serve was taken away. They were getting in rallies. Alcaraz couldn't. Sinner had trouble getting past Alcaraz defense, either going for too much near the line and making errors, or not finishing the point, and Alcaraz turns defense into offense. But when Alcaraz has time to set up on the forehand, just in one shot, he can end the point. So that's what happened in Rome. I think it'll happen here. But I think it'll be a bit closer. It'll be either 4 or 5 sets, because by then, Sinner was just coming back from a long break. After all these matches in Rome, plus another 6 matches in Roland Garros to get to the final, Sinner's going to be in much better shape. But it won't quite be good enough to beat Alcaraz, who just has all these advantages that I mentioned on clay. So 4 or 5 sets for Alcaraz. I'm going to say 5 sets for now, but it's 50-50. It's 4 or 5. I'm really literally 50% Alcaraz wins in 4, 50% 5. But I'm just going to say 5, but it very well could be 4. Alcaraz wins in 4 or 5 sets. I'm going to say 5 for now, but just because that's what it was last year. And I don't see anything to make it a bit different this year. I mean, they've both probably improved in equal measure. So I'm going to say 5 sets again, but very well could be 4. And again, my Rome review is that's what happened. The serve was taken away. And Sinner had trouble getting past Alcaraz defense, finishing points, but Alcaraz had no problem with enough time on the forehand to get past Sinner's defense. And then Sinner either couldn't get past Alcaraz or went for too much power near the line and made errors, whereas Alcaraz always had time to get past him. That's what happened. But Sinner, with the match intensity, did it for the first set, but couldn't keep it up the way he wanted for the second. So because of, again, being out for a long time, and maybe his match intensity was good enough to beat everybody else, not being quite at his best because he's so much better than those guys anyway, but playing Alcaraz, his toughest rival on his worst surface, that type of match intensity, he wasn't ready to do it. But he could keep it up for a set. But that extreme match intensity, playing 2 players best in the world after being out for 3 months, he has the match intensity to beat the other guys, but this match intensity was a bit too much in the first tournament. But could keep it up for the first set, but then falling away in the second. That was also another story. So Sinner is your Rome champion. Alcaraz is your Rome champion 2025. And again, I'm going to say Alcaraz over Sinner in 5 sets in this final. Djokovic making the semifinals. But your champion for 2025, Roland Garros, is Carlos Alcaraz with a 5-set victory over Sinner in this Roland Garros final. That's my video for today. I'll be back for a quarterfinal preview. That's on about Monday. It's Friday now, Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. So Monday, so in about 8 or 9 days, on a Monday, I'll be back for my quarterfinal preview, and then the day before the semifinals on like a Thursday that week, I'll preview the semifinals, and then Friday, Saturday, I'm going to preview the French Open final. So a quarterfinal preview, semifinal, and a final preview right before the matches happen. Be back for that. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. But thanks for being with me, guys. Thanks for being with me. See you guys in 9 days on a Monday for my quarterfinal preview. Subscribe. Thanks for being with me, and bye for now.